Today we are with yet another young enterprising farmer, this time Mr. Randy Clark, all the way in the beautiful valley of Richland Park. Good morning, how are you today?
Yeah, good morning. So everything is good, everything is good.
All right, I notice you have yourself a wonderful farm here with lots of dasheen and other crops. Could you tell us what would have inspired you to start farming?
Wow, inspiration, start farming. Well, farming is a thing from my grandfather down to my mother and everybody like that. So it's a whole family of farmers. Yeah, so get inspired from at an early age by my grandfather with things that he planned, and from that time while at the wrong of them and see what's going on. So after school here comes me with them in the farm, so everything just fall into place from one to the other. So more you grow and more you plant and you see your crop come lovely and everything, so that inspire me more to get into the process of farming. And like the income in farming, when you plant and then you see you get an income, and then the income is good, it will give you more motivation to continue to do your farming and everything like that. So that is how I start in farming.
All right, could you tell us what you have on your farm and how big it is?
So right now I have Edos, I have dasheen in the back there, and I have a small lot here I leave back here for my animal. So I have dasheen, and I have Edos here and dasheen in the back and the far end. So in all right here, so I am say like 4 acres of land from here, and then I have another 2 acres up there that I pay a rent for every year.
Okay, and from this look like dasheen, right?
Edos.
With these are Edos?
Yeah.
Okay, not the farmers, I can't tell the difference. Well, these Edos, how much sacks you think you might get from this plot here?
Well, basically, a plot like this, if the Edos and them come out good and they get a good result, you're supposed to get like something like 50 sacks or something like that from these Edos right here.
Okay. Of course, every farmer has its challenges, you know. Every farmer has to struggle with something. Can you tell us a bit about, you know, what's happening with you?
Oh, the challenges that farmer face. Farmer face a lot of challenges. You know, if you go and you're looking alone, farmers now have a weekly income, a monthly income. And you look a job, them telling you they look alone, they telling you they want a job letter. They want to know your source of income. There go a problem with farmers, because farmers now, we plant these Edos according to the weather. Edos ripe 6 months, according to the weather. You have to wait until 6 months to harvest your Edos. So you now have a loan, you have a loan paying. You have a family. You have a family, you have a home, you have a light bill, you have water bill, you have an internet bill, you have kids to send to school. You wait 7 months for this, 9 months for that dasheen. When you don't come and sit to all them utility bills, at the end of it, nothing much in a day. So now you're going to carry something on your loan. And then here comes the loan officer every minute, every month. They calling you because you're delinquent. You can't get to pay the loan. So many institutions fall into that problem with farmers. So right now, it's hard for farmers to get a loan from any of the institution.
All right, Mr. Jackson, in terms of gentleman here, how impressed are you with his work?
Well, morning again, Oliver. Thanks for coming out to highlight the marvelous work being done by Mr. Randy Clark. Mr. Randy Clark is a good example of a resilient young farmer. And when we came and we discussed with Randy about the things that he's been doing on his farm, We think that is very important for the general Vincentian population, and in particular the youths them, to get an idea of what strong will and determination is all about as it relates to agriculture and farming, and for our food security and for our national development. Randy depends upon farming for livelihood, to support his family, and also for food security of same and grain beans. As he indicated that he operates almost 7 acres of land. Randy is one of the lucky young farmers who has access to land. And also too, he also raised 7 heads of cattle as well. So we were very impressed with the Extension Officer, Mr. Alston Lynch, that normally visits him from time to time, and he also participates in our training activities and things of that sort. So I'm very much impressed with Randy, despite the challenges that he spoke about, that he still has the determination and the commitment to still engage in something worthwhile and something that is profitable and is very highly commendable and exemplary for a youngster like him to take up farming rather than to take up illegal activities and to make a livelihood out of it. And this is something that we should all encourage, and we should all applaud him for that.
All right. As Randy mentioned earlier, finance is everything. Before you even get started, you must have finance. As you plant, finance. As you reap, you need the finances. Is there currently any supports from the Ministry of Agriculture to help to offset some of the costs that these farmers like himself would have?
Now, finance is always an issue. Credit availability to farmers, as Randy rightfully indicated, that getting a loan from a credit institution is virtually nil. The ministry would have seen, and by extension the government would have seen the need for such of an assistance, and they would have established a farmer support company. That in itself would have been used as a means to provide a source of finance and credit for farmers. There's still need for some work to be done in that area in terms of more monies to be provided to cater for the needs of the vast majority of our farmers, and in particularly the young farmers, the youths in that regard. So yes, that is the area that need to be enhanced, as at least it can make special arrangement for young farmers in that regard, because young farmers in most cases they do not have the finance to actually adapt a lot of the modern agricultural innovation and technologies to get them into the agricultural arena, and also to be as an attraction for them to do things so at least they can be independent. So finance definitely something that needs to be taken into consideration and need to be addressed as urgently as soon as possible in that regard.
All right. In terms of the importance of the young farmer, not just for food security and for the economy, but also in terms of sustainability, because they're the ones you expect to be farming for a long period of time.
Yes, yes.
Do you think that the corporate community can come together and create whatever programs that to assist these young farmers in their development, so that they in turn will help them in the long run?
Very much so. I totally endorse that. As a matter of fact, we are faced with a sustainability problem within agriculture. The majority of our farmers average age is around 55. The range is around 55 to 60. And if we are to reduce that average age down to about 40, at least 45, we need to have young people to become involved or engaged in agriculture in order to make it sustainable over the foreseeable future. There is where we need support of both the private sector to partner with the government in this regard, so at least they can provide that sort of impetus and support in the form of tangible things, such as maybe a grant, or maybe for input like fertilizers and tools and other equipment, irrigation equipment, greenhouses, and things of that sort. And even things such as a transportation, a vehicle as well. You know, the benefit to be accrued as a result of that would far outweigh the cost to support a youngster that is incarcerated. Right? The country stands to benefit substantially by we having the corporate community seeing the wisdom in assisting these young farmers, especially those that are already engaged in it, those that are involved inside of it.
With the support of all Vincentians, there is no doubt that more young persons will join Randy as enterprising farmers. Reporting for the API, I am Bavin Oliver.